polynomials. So we already discussed adding polynomials, and now we're going to talk about multiplying them. So for example 1 here, you are multiplying a monomial by a trinomial. All right, so go ahead and get that example down, and then we'll do it together. So when I'm multiplying this, I want to do a rainbow looking thing, just like that. It's called distributive property. And when I'm multiplying, I want to be aware of the fact that the number gets multiplied with the number, and then the variable gets multiplied by the variable. So what's 2 times 3 going to be? 6. And then what's an x? Well, don't answer this yet. This is going to be an x times an x squared is an x times an x. So this is an x times an x times an x. So how many x's do I have? Yeah. So we call that x cubed. You're good. You're good. All right. Now I'm going to go, this is a plus, so I'm going to put a plus. What's 2 times 2? 4. Okay, and an x times an x. X squared. And I've got minus, and then 2x times a 1 is simply 2x. And you're done. Yeah. It's going to get a little bit harder based off of when we have more terms, but that's pretty much it. All right, in this situation, we actually have a binomial times a trinomial. So I call this the double rainbow. Has anyone ever seen that video that went viral on YouTube with the oh my god, it's a double rainbow? Okay, I'll show you that in a second. So here's my first rainbow. I go here, here, here. And then I'm going to do another rainbow on the bottom with that -1 to that to that. Let's focus on the first one. So let's focus on what's x times a 2x squared? 2x cubed. What's an x times a 7x?
7x squared.
Yep. And what's an x times a 3? 3x. So I've done the rainbow on the top. Now I need to do the rainbow on the bottom. And I'm going to use a different color just so you can see. All right. My first is going to be -1 times 2x squared, which is what? -2x squared. And -1 times a 7x. And the last is going to be a -1 times a 3. That's exactly right. So just like your homework that was due today that we checked, you're going to combine your like terms. So it looks like we have a 2x cubed. Those are my x squared terms. These are my x terms. This is my constant. So that's going to give me a final answer of 2x cubed. Then I combine my underline. 7x squared minus 2x squared is a 5x squared. Then I get a 3x minus 7x, which is what? negative 4x, and then I only have a number just once. And that's my answer. So I call that a double rainbow, because you've got the rainbow on top, and then you go to the second term and you rainbow it again. Questions on that? All right. Haha.
Is it trick shooting?
This is, in my opinion, the hardest of all that we've done today, and possibly one of the harder math problems we've done this year. So we are multiplying 3 binomials. Get that example down. Okay, so our first step is going to be to choose to multiply 2 binomials. Do you guys like the box method or the FOIL? You guys are FOIL people, I think. FOIL, yeah. You're like one of my only classes that like FOIL better. I actually like FOIL better. It's way faster, but most classes are like box method. All right, so we're going to choose, go ahead and box these 2 things right here. And then draw an arrow. So we'll have so let's go ahead and FOIL that. So FOIL is actually a double rainbow. So let me prove that to you for a second after you write that down. So watch this. This is my F, then my O. There's the first rainbow. Then it's an I, and then it's an L. So you really have a rainbow on top with the X being multiplied by both of these. Then you have a rainbow on the bottom with this multiplied by that, and this multiplied by that. So what's my X times my X?
X2.
Okay, then X times 5. Now I'm done with my top rainbow, and I jump to the bottom. What's a negative 1 times an X? And then minus 1 times 5. Esmeralda was just carrying us today. How can we combine the 5x and the minus 1x? Yeah. Oh, careful. It's a positive 5 minus 1. So just 4x. So we have only done part of this problem. In fact, we have only just found that this thing right here is equal to this. So if you have room on the right side, what I want you to do is kind of go like this. And rewrite that as an x squared plus 4x minus 5. And then what we do is we drop down this right here. So we drop down the 2x plus 1. And I always like to put the smaller term in the beginning because it's less rainbows. So again, to emphasize this thing that we boxed off, that ended up being this when we FOILed it. Then I drop down my binomial, the smaller term, and I put it out in front. All right, so let me just give myself more room, and I'm going to start this in the middle. This is 2x plus 1. All right, so now I'm going to start my rainbow again. So with the 2x on all of those. And then I have to do the same thing on the bottom, but this time with the 1. Just like that. Go ahead and try this problem on your own. someone confirm they got the same answer as me? Yeah. Perfect. Easy to make a tiny mistake here, especially with combining like terms. Okay, so again, the steps are to just do a FOIL with this, and then whatever answer you get, you write it down. Then you take your 2x plus 1, your smaller term, and you put it out in front. Then you do your rainbow, write it in black, or whatever color you have. Then you do the bottom rainbow, you get those 3 terms, and combine your like terms. Do you think you'd like to try one more of these, or do we want to go to the review packet for the quiz? Okay, all right, sounds good. Before we do that, though, I do want to show you the very moderately appropriate double rainbow video.